Alright, today I'm going to be talking about why the United States should not outlaw non-renewable fueled cars. The big question is, where does electricity come from? You may be thinking it comes from windmill farms, hydroelectric dams, solar power, nuclear power, or maybe it's just magic, I don't know. Here's a breakdown of where electricity comes from. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, 40% of it comes from the burning of natural gas, which is a non-renewable resource. It's a fossil fuel, which it comes from the ground, and when it's burned, we cannot make more of it. Second is nuclear energy, which is using nuclear power, which is separating atoms and using uranium and those big towers out in the middle of the deserts. And then you have coal, which is 18% as well, which is another fossil fuel that you get from the ground, and once you burn it, you cannot make more of it. And then this is where your non-renewable resources come in, and that's wind energy at 10%, hydroelectric power at 6%, and then solar, biomass, and geothermal coming in about 3% or less. So here are some of the main topics that I'm going to be talking about. Electric cars are not yet the answer to reduce carbon emissions. So electric cars are not yet sustainable on the U.S. power grid. And then electric cars do not yet have the range that diesel and gas-powered cars do. Electric cars are not as cheap, and there is not a used market for electric cars yet. So if you've ever been in Texas during the winter, they have what they call our rolling blackouts, where they turn off people's electricity to protect the power grid from being overused. So if you think about it, there's not that many electric cars in the nation right now. There are quite a bit, but there's not as much as there would be if we all transferred to them, and we're already having rolling blackouts. So if you're in the winter and you're using your heater and you have to charge your only mode of transportation and they do a rolling blackout, you're probably not going to have a full charge on your electric vehicle, which can cause people not to be able to go to work, or other stuff. If there's an emergency and you need to get out of the house, that can limit that as well. So according to the Prairie Land Electric, charging an electric car is equal to powering the needs of a house during peak hours. So if everyone had an electric car, it's like adding another house to the power grid, which we already can barely sustain the houses that are already on the power grid. Electric cars are not as efficient as gas-powered cars. Right here is a comparison between a 2023 Tesla Model Y versus a 2024 Honda Civic. So these are the best of the best, the newest ones for each car brand. And the range of the Tesla is only 260 miles, where the Honda is 384 miles. So you're getting about 124 miles more with gas power than electric cars. And then refueling time. With a car, you can just go to the gas station and it takes about 10 minutes to fill up. But in order to get your Tesla back on the road, you need 8.5 to 10 hours for a full charge. Electric cars are also very expensive. The 2023 Tesla Model Y is priced at $32,000, where the Honda is only $23,000. So there's definitely a big price difference right there. And with the Honda Civic, you're getting more miles for less money. So it doesn't make very much sense to go with a Tesla if you're going to pay more for less range. And then also, there isn't really a used market for electric cars yet. They're still new and up and coming, and also it's very hard to maintain electric cars after a certain use date. So there isn't quite the used market as there is for normal gas-powered cars. So a used Tesla Model 3, which is the oldest model they have, is $26,000, where the 2017 Honda Civic is only $14,000. So another overview is electric cars are not the answer for reducing carbon emission problem yet. There is a big yet in there. We have to come forward in power generation, whether that's renewable resources or just upping our electric power grid in general. And so they're not sustainable on the power grid. We got to figure out a way to make them sustainable on the power grid. Range, we need to update battery power and make the range a little bit more efficient to surpass gas powered. And then with more electric cars up and coming out, they are going to get cheaper and cheaper. And the final note is technology is still evolving, but it's not where it needs to be yet in order to completely eliminate this carbon emission problem. And then there's my bibliography. Thank you.